He spoke last night to the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. The governors of Texas and Arizona sent migrants to Martha's Vineyard and to the vice president's residence. Buses have also arrived in New York. The president says his administration has a plan to manage migrants at the border, but the Republicans are refusing to work with them.
CBS's Cami McCormick. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis defending his actions.
We take what's happening at the southern border very seriously, unlike some, and unlike the President of the United States, who has refused to lift a finger to secure that border.
And the special master is Judge Raymond Dearie. He is tasked with reviewing records the FBI seized from former President Trump's Florida estate. Loyola law professor Lori Levinson says Dearie is certainly up to the task.
Most importantly, he served a stint for 7 years on the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. What that means is that he's very familiar with classified and highly sensitive documents.
Ukrainian officials have found a mass grave containing over 400 bodies in the recaptured town of Izium. Nigel Poveas is with the Atrocity Crimes Advisory Group.
The tricky part is really just trying to go up the chain of command and identify exactly who's responsible for which series of atrocities, and that's an ongoing process.
The process of exhuming the bodies has just begun, paying their respects to the late Queen.
No one else is being allowed to join the massive lines. A 6-hour pause is in effect right now. This after the queues reached nearly 5 miles and the waits reached more than 14 hours. And there is now also reportedly a diplomatic spat. A Chinese delegation apparently has been prevented from walking past the Queen's coffin without standing in line. This stems from a previous dispute between the countries involving British lawmakers.
CBS's Steve Futterman in London. Tropical storm Fiona barreling toward Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson is tracking
any impacts to the U.S. mainland not yet baked in, but they are certainly a possibility as Fiona remains a tropical storm for at least the next 5 days. We're not expecting the storm to strengthen into a hurricane.
Fiona is the 6th named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. Grammy-winning rapper Cardi B pleads guilty in a years-long criminal case stemming from a pair of brawls in New York City. She'll be required to pay 15 days of community service.
Dell's semi-annual sale has arrived. Save big on PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
Are you? Dell Technologies semi-annual sale has arrived, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get amazing deals on server, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
Explore Banana Republic Factory's Friends and Family event with 50% off purchase. Shop modern utility, reimagined classics, and more from $24.99. Find your nearest store or shop online. Only at Banana Republic Factory.
Do you owe the IRS $8,000 or more? You need an ally, fast. Ally's Tax Relief Negotiators can protect you from all IRS collections. But have you called them today? Call Ally's Tax Relief today for a free consultation. Call 800-957-0325.
High inflation could be keeping a lot of unhappy couples together. WWL's Chris Miller explains.
According to the survey of more than 3,000 people by DivorceAnswers.com, 38% of estranged couples say they can't split up because of soaring prices. Divorce lawyer Doug Sinceri says it's something they go through with clients, making them understand the ramifications of what it takes to financially untangle a couple.
Often when we tell them the financial reality of divorce, they often rethink it.
He says in cases where there's abuse or drug or alcohol issues, then that often outweighs the financial considerations, but it can put a person in a lot of financial hardship. Chris Miller for CBS News, New Orleans.
Museums in New York that exhibit artworks looted by Nazis during the Holocaust are now required by law to let the public know where those pieces came from. At least 600,000 pieces of art were looted from Jewish people during World War II. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25.
Nurse practitioners Paula West and Haley Cavanaugh at the TJ Health Cape City Clinic offer experienced health care for all your family's needs, including family medicine care, pediatric care treating children starting at birth, along with cardiology services. The TJ Health Cape City Clinic across from Save-A-Lot is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Appointments are recommended. Walk-ins are accepted based on availability. For additional information, visit tjregionalhealth.org/Cape City. TJ Regional Health. Total local care.
Have you heard about the new online home for the Glasgow EPB? Well, it isn't just a new-looking website. It's a whole new way to manage your Glasgow EPB services. At the all-new GlasgowEPB.com, you can take care of paying your bill online like always, but you can also request or transfer your Glasgow EPB services, access customer support guides, easily sign up for GEPB alerts, and learn about all available products and programs. So check it out today, GlasgowEPB.com.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, we've made it to Friday, and it's very nice out there, 58 degrees, but let me tell you, there's a little bit of reduced visibility out in the atmosphere here this morning, about a 3-mile visibility range at the Glasgow airport this morning. That's down from the normal 10 miles, which is clear skies out there. So we have a little reduced visibility, 3 miles. Let's just plan on that. A few extra minutes will make sure that you get where you're going in a safe fashion today. We'll talk about the weather in just a moment, but let me tell you about the birthday honorees that we have for today, including Miss Jewel Cersei, Jeff Moore, Stuart Curley. Happy birthday to you, Stuart. We also have Lindsay Gilliam. Braden Wilson is 18. Jessica Nelson Schmidt. We'll sound the 30 gong at the bottom of the hour for Ashley Jones. Mason Deckard, your nanny and papa, called up to wish you a happy 20th birthday today, Mason. We've got Gina Couch Rowe, Logan Sanders with a birthday, Gary Wilson, Annabelle Wilson, your grandmama, called up to wish you a happy birthday, too. Anniversaries, Doris and Bernard Francis, their 16th. Yes, Doug and Martha Hawks, Matt and Miranda Pursley. It's their 16th today as well. Congratulations. 651-9149, 800-956-1023, and online here at WCLUradio.com. Somebody on this list is going to win a big, delicious birthday cake from Dairy Queen today. And also, somebody's going to win a beautiful rose from Greer's Florist. So let's get on with letting us know who is celebrating today, if that's okay with you. Let's talk about the forecast for today here. It is 58 degrees. Again, 3 miles of visibility out at the Glasgow airport this morning. Let's factor that into the morning commute. The way the Weather Bureau says the fog will be with us early till about 7 o'clock. They say it's going to burn off at 7, so we'll hope for that. Otherwise sunny and a high of 85. Tonight mostly clear with a low of 61. And then on Saturday, a sunny day, a high of 85. Saturday night, a clear night, a low of 62. A sunny day on Sunday and a high of 87. Let's see, barometer's way up at 30.18 this morning, 100% humidity, northeast winds at about a mile an hour, and we're nothing in the rain gauge, I'll tell you that. 58 WCLU. We have Jordan Smith. He's in the newsroom today with round one of local news coming your way straight ahead. Looking to buy a home? Look to the mortgage professionals at U.S. Bank. Amy Stafford, mortgage lender for the Barron County market, knows buying a home can be a scary process. She has the experience to help you decide how much home you can afford, whether a conventional fixed or adjustable rate loan or FHA or VA may fit your situation. Call Amy at 659-3200. She'll take the time necessary to answer all of your questions. You'll feel good about choosing U.S. Bank to partner with in purchasing your first or your next home. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
This is Jordan Smith here with all of your local news. Well, police officers and staff with the Glasgow Police Department were on hand Thursday at Don Franklin Auto to install car seats for locals. With more on this story, here is WCLU News Director Brennan Crane.
Cars lined the parking lot of the auto group faster than crews could assist with the seats. About $3,000 worth of those child safety seats were placed in vehicles thanks to a Kentucky Highway Safety Grant that the city received. In line to receive a car seat for his grandson, Kerry Sowers says that he needed one installed correctly and he wanted to do it the safe way. That's why he went to the event sponsored by the Glasgow Police Department.
But anything I can do to take a load off my son, he's got enough worries going on. And being a single parent is tough, and it's compounded by working night shift, So I love him. Anything I can do to help him, I'm going to.
Now, when used correctly, child safety seats are 71% effective in reducing infant fatalities, 67% effective in reducing the need for hospitalization, and 54% effective in reducing fatalities for children ages 1 to 4. That's according to data from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Now, many car seats are often installed incorrectly, and that leads to a grave danger for children, police say. Among the officers there installing seats Thursday, it was Officer Alan Ward, a fairly new officer with the department. Hailing from the southeastern part of the state, he says he's located to Glasgow to work as a police officer, and he's had a good experience since he's been here. He received 24 hours of child safety seat training from Norton Children's Hospital to assist in his installation efforts Thursday.
It's not really their fault. They haven't been through the course, but a lot of parents are saying, oh, I didn't know that, or oh, I'm so glad you told me that because, I've been doing it this way, but I'm going to start doing it this way, and just a lot of thank yous, a lot of, I'm grateful you guys came out and showed do this, and just a lot of gratitude from the community.
Glasgow Police Chief Jennifer Arbogast says community events like these, they really help her officers learning about community service and also interacting with locals. She says that's something she's worked to improve since becoming chief just 3 years ago.
But I think it's good to have as many of these kind of events so kids and parents and or community members can interact with us and we can interact with them, and it's not just because maybe they called us or something of that nature.
Now, the excitement could barely be contained on Thursday as folks lined up and into the garage bay at Don Franklin Auto. They started arriving about 30 minutes before the event began, and officers were there well past the time that they were supposed to stop. But the chief said officers would continue installing those seats until they ran out.
I love doing this for the community. I know the officers love doing it for the community. I think it's, like I said, I think it's good to get out there. And when we've had a lot of people very appreciative of it.
In Glasgow, I'm Brennan Crane, WCLU Local News.
The Glasgow Police Department will assist the community with car seat installations anytime, and the department maintains a supply of car seats to give to those in need. Those interested are urged to go to the police department located at 101 Pin Oak Lane and ask about the car seat program. Staff there can assist in making an appointment. In other news, motorists in Barron County could experience traffic delays along Highway 90 on Saturday as Entertain Glasgow hosts its Groove and Glow event. The event is scheduled to begin at 4 p.m. Saturday. The event at Glasgow Municipal Airport's Moore Field will create significant traffic impacts along Highway 90 towards Cave City. Several activities are expected at the event for adults and children, including live music from Barron County native Kenton Bryant, food trucks, and tethered hot air balloon rides. This year's event will be the second one held. Glasgow Police said they are preparing to assist motorists to the site. The first event included traffic congestion for nearly a mile leading to the municipal airport. This year's logistics plan includes an exit from the airport to Martin Road and then to Dripping Springs Road. Motorists will still enter the area along Airport Road from Happy Valley Road or Highway 90. The event is, of course, free to the public. And 2 volunteer fire departments in Barron County have been awarded grants. Congressman Brett Guthrie announced the grants, which were given to the Austin Tracy and Heistville fire departments. Austin Tracy's grant was announced in a news release on Thursday and detailed that the funding comes from the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. This $207,619 grant will fund a new cascade system and self-contained breathing apparatuses. According to Congressman Guthrie, the new equipment will support firefighters as they provide vital services to Kentuckians in the surrounding areas. He looks forward to continuing to work with this fire department as they navigate the federal grant process to ensure firefighters have the equipment needed for their operations. Congratulations to the firefighters of Austin Tracy Volunteer Fire Department, according to Guthrie, for winning this grant, and thank you for your service to the community. Heistville's grant was worth $376,190 and was awarded through the same fund. It will replace a department vehicle. And earlier this summer, I met with Heistville Community Fire Department Chief Dusty Phillips and members of his team and saw firsthand the vehicle the fire department wants to replace, he said. I know this funding will go a long way to help the fire department with its operations. And of course, he wants to thank the firefighters with the Heistville Community Volunteer Fire Department for their work to protect and keep the community safe. This has been Jordan Smith with your local news. Stay tuned. We'll have more news from around the Commonwealth coming up after this.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work. And South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50% available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, the 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
This is Jordan Smith here with more news from around the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The state of Kentucky is dealing with another major delay in replacing its antiquated computer system at the Office of Unemployment Insurance. The state canceled the latest request for proposals for the upgrade project and reluctantly decided to start over. Education and Labor Cabinet Secretary Jamie Link gave the update to a legislative panel on Thursday. The Lexington Herald Leader reports that proposals by interested vendors were due by October 19th of last year for the estimated $47.5 million upgrade, projected to take 18 to 24 months to complete. Link says the cabinet learned that 2 people affiliated with a vendor were indicted by a federal grand jury. In this out of Hickman, Kentucky, officials say a ferry that carries vehicles across the Mississippi River between Kentucky and Missouri has closed temporarily due to low water levels. The Kentucky Transportation Department said in a statement that when the river gets too low, it becomes difficult for vehicles to load and offload from the Dorena-Hickman ferry at both landings. It wasn't clear when the ferry will resume operations. The agency said water levels were forecast to continue dropping over the next 2 weeks. The ferry connects Kentucky Route 1354 in Hickman with Missouri Route A and Route 77 near Dorena. And this out of Louisville, Churchill Downs Incorporated has agreed to buy Ellis Park in Henderson, Kentucky for $79 million in cash. The closing of the deal is contingent upon the approval of the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. Ellis Park is south of Evansville, Indiana, and it runs a summer thoroughbred racing meet. Churchill Downs Incorporated is planning to build a gambling and entertainment venue in Owensboro, Kentucky. CDI says it expects to invest an additional $75 million as part of that project. CDI is the parent company of Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby. And finally, Governor Beshear offers defense on issues looming in his re-election bid. The Kentucky governor is defending his record on a host of challenging sure to surface next year when the Democrat seeks a second term. Those issues include a pandemic and inflation, crime and drug deaths. Some topics came up at his news conference on Thursday on the heels of a recent development. Beshear fell back on talking points he's used before and will likely use again. As more Republicans jump into the 2023 governor's race, the criticism of him is intensifying. Beshear didn't mention the Republican candidates. His defense comes days after Kelly Craft linked Beshear to President Joe Biden as she is launching her gubernatorial campaign. This has been Jordan Smith for WCLU News.
Like our station? Drop us a line. Box 1628, Glasgow, Kentucky, 42142. And online at WCLUradio.com.
This is the Kentucky News Network. A school bus driver is in custody for allegedly driving students to school drunk. Police say 35-year-old Chelsea Denny drove into the parking lot of Garrett County High School on Tuesday morning with damage to her bus. Denny reportedly saying the damage was from dodging a cat on the way to school, but officers say she was slurring her speech and smelled of alcohol. Arrest records show she had a blood level over 2.5 times the legal limit, failed a sobriety test, and is in custody while she awaits trial. The Nelson County Sheriff's Office finding a man dead in a garage Thursday evening. The victim identified as Bobby Cross of Bardstown. A preliminary investigation revealing that Bobby Cross had an altercation with an Alan Cross and was shot during that dispute. Police have not said if the shooter and victim were related. A Bowling Green man is behind bars and facing charges of paying someone to commit murder. Jeffrey Young arrested this week and is believed to have paid someone to carry out a killing on his behalf. Young is being detained in the Warren County Regional Jail before facing the charges against him. April Piper has been named Director of State Schools at the Kentucky Department of Education. Piper, who started the position yesterday, most recently served as Education Program Manager in KDE's Office of Special Education and Early Learning. Junior and senior high school students will have a day on campus at Kentucky Wesleyan College. The college is welcoming prospective students tomorrow. It will give students and parents a chance to meet and talk with faculty, check out scholarship availability, and see a little bit about what campus life is like. For more information, go to kwc.edu. The Cowboys are coming to Lexington, the Professional Bull Riders Tour, returning to Rupp Arena this January 6th and 7th for the PBR Lexington Invitational. Tickets go on sale this Friday. I'm Rob Carpenter.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
In my family, I'm the planner. From the weekly grocery list to the family vacation, everything, all the details. Though planning for the end was something I left off my list. Then a friend told me about South Central Kentucky monuments in Glasgow. She said even though it wasn't on her to-do list, seeing them was one of the best planning decisions she'd ever made. South Central Kentucky monuments showed her the different options they have available, even an image of the finished monument. And since South Central Kentucky Monuments does all the stone carving in-house, it cost much less than she expected. They made the process easy to create the exact memorials she wanted. So my husband and I made a plan to see them. We are so happy with our decision. We encouraged our family and friends to do the same. It'll be the best planning decision you ever make.
Buy direct and save money at South Central Kentucky Monuments at the corner of East Front Street and Columbia Avenue. Family owned in Glasgow since 2010.
You're listening to WCLU Local News. It is 26 minutes after 6 o'clock, and we have 58 degrees. Still about 3-mile visibility at the Glasgow Airport. Let's plan a few extra minutes to get where we need to be safely today. In area funeral announcements this hour, Stanley H. Wilson, 76, of Heistville, died yesterday. He was the son of the late Henry Davis Wilson and Ruth Dean Wilson. Stanley was a 1964 graduate of Heistville High School. He worked at Heistville Feed and Seed and became manager of Strader Farms, and then he began operating his own farm, later to be joined by his son, Stanley. Stanley received numerous awards during his career that included Outstanding Young Farmer, Farmer of the Year Award, and he's been inducted into the Barron County Alumni Hall of Fame. He was a member of the Barron County Cattlemen's Association and the Barron County Farm Bureau. Stanley is survived by his wife of 60 years, Jean Dillon Strader Wilson, one son, Stanley Davis Wilson, and his wife Tammy, two grandchildren, Morgan Martin and husband Jake, and Tyler Wilson, two brothers, Terry Wilson and wife Rita, and Norris Wilson, and one sister, Margie Reed, and husband Terry, along with several nieces and nephews. The funeral service for Stanley Wilson will be at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, burial in the Heistville Cemetery. Visitation starts after 10 o'clock Sunday at the funeral home. Alternate expressions of sympathy can take the form of contributions to the Heistville Cemetery or to the Heistville Christian Church. Danny Wayne Smith, age 69, of Tompkinsville, died Thursday at his home. He worked as a siding contractor, was of the Baptist faith, and was an Army veteran. He was the husband of Doris Turner Smith, who survives. Survivors other than his wife include three daughters, Melissa Emberton of Heston, Maria Morgan, and Danielle Comer, both of Tompkinsville. Two sisters, Connie Kofelt and Norma Freed of Tompkinsville. Two brothers, Randall Smith of Glasgow and Robert Smith of Tompkinsville. Seven grandchildren, Chelsea Wood, Chance Spears, Amber Crow, Ashley Morgan, Lily Butler, Leyland, and Lentley Comer. And three great-grandchildren, Cohen Wood and Lakely Spears, along with Kagan Crow, and his mother-in-law, Anna Dean Turner. No services are scheduled for this time for Danny Wayne Smith, as cremation was chosen. McMurtry Funeral Home is assisting the family with those arrangements. David Smiley, Jeremy Wheeler, age 44, of Bug Tussle, died Tuesday at his home. He graduated from Monroe County High School, class of 1997. He enjoyed woodworking or tearing down an engine. He is survived by a daughter, Ellison Ray Wheeler of Gamaliel, his parents, Johnny and Quetra Wheeler of Bug Tussle, 8 brothers, Reggie Wheeler of Columbus, Ohio, Ronnie Wheeler and wife Pauletta of Moss, Tennessee, Terry Wheeler and wife Angie, Carlene Tinker Wheeler, Johnny Wheeler and wife Angela, all of Tompkinsville, Jeff Wheeler of Red Bowling Springs, Jackie Wheeler of Glasgow, and Todd Wheeler and wife Terry Mai of Gamaliel. 3 sisters, Carol Wheeler, Pinky Wood, and husband Wade, both of Gamaliel, and Joanna Gerald and husband Roger of Bug Tussle. The service for David Smiley, Jeremy Wheeler will be at 1 o'clock Saturday at the Bartley & Sons Funeral Home, burial in the Wheeler Cemetery. Visitation after 4 p.m. today and continues Saturday morning. James Arthur Wade, age 60, of Heistville, died Wednesday at Norton's Brownsboro Hospital in Louisville after a lengthy illness. He is survived by his mother, Jean Wade, a daughter, Whitney, 2 grandchildren, Johnny and Kaylee, 1 sister, Debbie Walton, 3 nieces, Emily Staples, Katie Wallace, and Aaron Sadler. A graveside service for James Arthur Wade will be at 3 Sunday at Heistville Cemetery under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Donations can be made to the charity of your choice. The funeral service for John Lehman Snooter Jewell Jr., 67, of Edmonton, will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burial in the Heistville Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 3. Service for Nancy Knuckles, 76, of Horse Cave, will be tomorrow at 1 at Friendship Baptist Church in Termon in the Horse Cave Cemetery. Visitation is from 5 until 8 tonight and after 11 tomorrow at the church with the Brooks Funeral Home in charge. Service for Olivia Emmert Hall, 97, of Tompkinsville, will be at 1 o'clock this afternoon at Bartley & Son Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Eisenberg Cemetery. Funeral services for Vincent Sullivan, age 19, of Scottsville, will be held at 1 o'clock today at the Goad Funeral Home, burial in the Crescent Hill Cemetery. Service for Rosie Nell Prophet Crow, 56, of Fountain Run, will be held at 1 o'clock today at Yoakley Tribble Funeral Home, burial in the Ebenezer Cemetery. Service for Philip Delk, age 49, of Glasgow, will be this morning at 11 o'clock at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Services for Emmett Henry Bowe Jr., age 68, of Burkesville, will be this morning at 11 o'clock at the Norris New Funeral Home, burial in the Bowe Schoolhouse Cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com and the WCLU app. No login is necessary.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance.
The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes.
But there's a lot to be said for advance planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist. 6:33 and 58 degrees on the Live and Local 6 o'clock morning edition. Let's turn to local sports. The Glasgow football team opens up district play tonight with a contest on the road at Hart County. The Scotties are 4-0 on the season with the win last week over Allen County Scottsville, while the Raiders are 3-1 after suffering their first loss of the year to Campbellsville 1 week ago. Join us for the broadcast with the Don Franklin Auto Countdown to kickoff beginning at 6:30 on WCLU 103.1 in Fort 1490, Willie 94.1 and 102.3. Online at WCLUradio.com or the WCLU app. Those attending the game in Munfordville will be able to tune in to the broadcast inside of the stadium only on WCLU Sports Plus at 97.3. Kickoff tonight, 7 o'clock. Barron County is also on the road tonight when they travel to take on North Laurel. The Trojans are riding a 3-game winning streak with an overall record of 3-1 after downing Monroe County last week, while the Jaguars are 2-1 on the year. Game time is scheduled for 6:30 Central Time tonight. Other high school games around the area tonight. Caverna visits Edmondson County. Metcalfe County hosts Clinton County. Monroe County entertains Greene County. Allen County Scottsville welcomes Warren Central. Warren East goes to Russell County. Bowling Green's at home against Boyle County. Greenwood hosts Logan County. South Warren entertains Paducah Tillman. Adair County welcomes Casey County, and Taylor County plays at Campbellsville. And that's a check of local sports.
In a perfect world, tree limbs never fall on roofs during storms. Deer look both ways before crossing the road. And water pipes don't burst while you're on vacation. But for those times when life is less than perfect, Kentuckians turn to Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, a company perfectly suited to getting your world back to okay. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Come see me, Joe Myers, at 106 Reynolds Road in Glasgow, or call me at 670-3093.
This WCLU weather update brought to you by Southern States.
One thing's for sure, seasons do change. We might not be able to predict the date of the next cold snap, but at Southern States, in business since 1923, we've seen some patterns. We're ready to fill your tanks and make sure you won't be chilled out by the seasonal changes. Southern States is ready to help you with seed and fertilizer for your pastures and your home lawns. We just love helping our customers prepare for the next season. We're Southern States, 300 Sampson Street in Glasgow.
Protect your investment in your clothes and your image by having your clothes professionally dry cleaned at Key Cleaners in Glasgow. The Catron family has years of experience in caring for the most delicate of garments, as well as drapes and sheers, spreads and comforters, with convenient hours of 6:45 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday 8 till 1. Key 1-hour cleaners, Happy Valley Road, Glasgow, where we accept Visa and MasterCard.
Well, in the WCLD Forecast Center, let's start off with a little bit of a fog advisory. In fact, the Weather Service says the fog is supposed to be burned off by 7 o'clock. I think we ought to hold them to that, but in case there's still some out there, let's be aware of that. A couple of extra minutes to get where you're going will be a safe sort of a bet this morning. Otherwise, becoming sunny and a high of 85. Tonight, mostly clear and a low of 61. Saturday, sunny and 85. Saturday night, clear and 82. Sunny and 87 on Sunday. How about that for painting a pretty picture for the weekend? Barometer's up at 30.18. 100% humidity. Northeast winds at a mile an hour. And no rain in the rain gauge. No rain. Actually, I looked at the entire state from the various National Weather Service reporting areas. Wasn't a drop in the whole state of Kentucky yesterday. Visibility still at 3 miles out of the Glasgow Airport. Drive with caution. 58 degrees, 637. Weather update brought to you by your friends at Southern States Glasgow Cooperative and by Key Cleaners. How about let's check on the ag world?
I'm Mark Dorenkamp with Brownfield Ag News headlines. American Soybean Association Director Josh Gackel of North Dakota says farmers are relieved a railroad strike was averted with harvest getting underway.
Never a good time for a work stoppage on the rail system, but couldn't be a worse time than this if it had happened. Just coming into harvest and the amount of product that needs to move on a daily basis.
President Biden Thursday said the tentative agreement includes a 24% wage increase for rail employees. More news coming up on Brownfield.
Hello everyone, this is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area. And nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one raving fan at a time.
The Supreme Court case challenging California's Proposition 12 starts in less than a month. National Pork Producers Council President Terry Walters says October 11th will be an impactful date not only to the U.S. pork industry, but also to states across the country.
As it sets the precedent for states to regulate or not regulate what goes on outside their borders.
He says NPPC challenged Prop 12 because it's an unconstitutional overreach that will impact future generations of pig farmers. And Farmers Union members are in Washington this week sharing priorities with the administration and members of Congress. Minnesota Farmers Union President Gary Werdish says the annual fly-in provides an opportunity to advocate for agriculture, and he tells Brownfield maintaining a strong safety net in the next farm bill is critical.
There are ways we can improve it or increase it.
Farmers Union members met directly with Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack as well as the heads of the Federal Trade and Commodity Futures Trading Commissions. For more on these stories and other news, go to brownfieldagnews.com. Mark Dorenkamp, Brownfield.
Thank you, Mark. Good report. Very interesting every day, and ag news is important to us here. We're tickled to death that the folks at Best One Tire are bringing you our daily ag update here on WCLU. Speaking of updating things, let's shift gears out of ag into birthdays today. That's right. We got a bunch of special folks to celebrate with today here on this 16th day of September. Let me tell you about it. Jewel Searcy, happy birthday. Jeff Moore, Stuart Curley, Lindsey Gilliam, Braden Wilson is 18. Jessica Nelson Schmidt has a birthday today. Let me get some gongs out over here. How about the 30 gong this morning? The big 3-0 for Ashley Jones. How about the 20 gong over here? This is the 20 gong for Mason Deckard. That is from, Nanny and Papa. Congratulations there, Mason Deckard on number 20. Gina Couch Rowe. Logan Sanders has a birthday. That is from Mom and Dad and Carly, I believe it is. Gary Wilson has a birthday today, too. Annabelle Wilson has a birthday, and Grandma called to wish her a happy birthday. We've got anniversaries for Doris and Bernard Francis, number 16, Matt and Miranda Persley, number 16, and Doug and Martha Hawks with a big wedding anniversary today, too. Now let's get over here and talk about the Saturday birthdays here. It's the 80 gong for Shirley Bacon tomorrow. That's right, Shirley Bacon, 80 tomorrow. Michael and Greg Allen, twin brothers, having big birthdays on Saturday. I think they're 48, it says here. Can that be? I think so. Michael and Greg Allen, 48th birthdays tomorrow. Krista Reese is 36. Don Pierce, 80th birthday tomorrow. And your grandson and our own Luke Pierce is calling up to wish Don Pierce a happy 80th birthday tomorrow. Okay. Ruby Mauser has a birthday. Jacoby Botts, Howard Bull tomorrow. Mary Nunn, Charlie Lowry, and Shirley Bacon all having birthdays on Saturday. One anniversary tomorrow. It's for Randall and Francis Cash. And then by Sunday, we're going to be celebrating big with Eddie Newberry, Kyle Bonnell, Nancy Turner, Scott Basil, Josh Underwood, Melissa Shirley, 53, Alana Thornberry, Lee Whitty, Angie McCoy, Sammy Joe Estes, and Miss Kelly Oliver on Sunday, and anniversary on Sunday for Kenneth and Jeannie Morgan. Yeah, a lot of celebrating going on this weekend. Let's make it happen. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 or online here at WCLUradio.com. Today, it's specially, we're patting on the back by special request today. Don Pierce. He's 80 tomorrow. Let's just make it a big weekend for Don all weekend long. If you happen to see Don Pierce around, pat him on the back and remind him he's good as gold, because that's a true statement from his friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Good morning, live. We got the archives coming up here just in a second, but let's make sure you're aware of a few things coming up, like the 35th annual Trash Masters Classic Lakeshore Cleanup. That's coming up tomorrow at 8 o'clock at Bear River Lake. And volunteers will meet at the boat ramps like Bailey's Point, Point Oliver, State Park, Walnut Creek, or the Narrows. The times for the cleanup will be from 8 until 11:30, and the picnic will be held from noon until 2. Groups with children must call to pre-register. Pontoon volunteers are needed, and for more information, 270-646 2055. That's 646-2055. That's a very impressive group. You know, we have a wonderful wonderful asset in the Bear River Lake, and this is the 35th year that folks who appreciate and love the lake have staged this Trash Masters Classic, and it is a classic indeed, and you can get involved and take care of some things that everybody's proud of around here. Also, let's see, we have coming up the Horse Cave Heritage Festival tomorrow, 9 until 7. Downtown Horse Cave, bands are scheduled for continuous free performances on 2 outdoor stages. Other activities include antique cars and farm machinery, local crafts, ag exhibits, a quilt show, food booths, kids arcade, chalk art contest, and more. Here's the contact number, 786-2680.
At Metro by T-Mobile, you can save more now that you need it the most. Get one line of unlimited 5G for just $40, period. Taxes and fees included. That's the lowest price in prepaid. Plus, choose from the largest selection of free 5G phones from brands you love, like Samsung. Switch now and save more. Only at Metro. If congested, the fraction of users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile due to prioritization. Video streams in SD requires eligible port-in. See store for details.
All right. 646 at WCLU. Good morning live, 58 degrees. It's time for us to talk about some of the pathways that are laid before us here. This is the archive. Sam Terry, well-known historian, and featured in this month's Kentucky Living. We can't say that enough. What a great article if you haven't read it yet. But anyway, we're going to get Sam to join us here in a minute, and we're going to go back and look over the last century of things that have made a difference around here. And, of course, speaking of making a difference around here, that's kind of a good way to, that's a good moniker to hang on. Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services.
When there's work to be done, you get to it. And Joseph A. Wade Incorporated is here to help. They repair and make hydraulic hoses and repair hydraulic cylinders. If there's a problem, the Joseph A. Wade hydraulic team will help you find a solution. They're also a distributor for Croyle products. Plus, black and orange nitrile gloves are back in stock. Locally owned and operated, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated. Here to help since 1985. Located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
58 degrees. Guess who is here? It is Sam Terry. Hey, Sam, how you doing today, sir?
I'm well. How are you today, Henry?
I'm doing really good. I'm just tickled to death to be here with you and tickled to death to have so much from the past to talk about. But we got to start off with something in the future. Coming up this Sunday, Sam, it's the Glasgow Musicale presenting its season curtain raiser. This is going to feature Chadwick Shockley. It's this Sunday afternoon at 2 in the Casablanca Room at the Historic Plaza Theater. Now, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about this Glasgow Musicale event on Sunday. It's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Well, it sounds like a great event. Anyone who knows Chadwick knows what a multi-talented fella he is, and certainly an entertainer, to say the least.
Yes.
And I think the Musicale has done a great job to secure him for that program, and it's always a treat to go to the Plaza and enjoy the Casablanca Room there on the side. So. Yeah. Hopefully people will come and take advantage of that.
It is a free program, and it is open to everybody. The only requirement is if you just want to sit still and enjoy some really, really talented music from a talented musician, then that's going to be. And, of course, all throughout the archives, Sam, it's safe to say that we have had programs reported over the last century for sure that the Glasgow Musicale has presented. And there's a lot of pioneering public performances for a lot of different things all throughout the archives that the Glasgow Musicale has been involved in for quite a long time, sir, for sure.
Certainly is. You know, related to the archives, the Musicale is most likely the oldest civic organization in Glasgow. It's nearing 130 years old now.
My word. Making a difference, too, isn't it? By having this big deal with Chad out there on Sunday, for sure. And, gosh, can you imagine? I'm sure that there could be quite the discussion in thinking about who all, some of the wonderful performances that have been pioneered through the fact that we had such a strong musicale, for sure, Sam.
I would agree.
All right, so let's get going right here from 100 years ago in the archives. September of 1922. This story was in the Tompkinsville News, republished here in the Glasgow Republican. The new Baptist church building at Flippin is going to be dedicated the fourth Sunday of October. It's the nicest church, one of the nicest church buildings in the county, occupies the site where the old church was burned. That's a good bit of history there. It was 100 years ago that they were going to be opening up the new church where the old church burned. I'm sure there was a lot of history that was lost, but they were determined to build it back up out there at the Baptist Church building at Flippin, Kentucky, 1922.
Always a good sign to have a new church facility.
We got more church news here. In 1932, Sam, the Glasgow Baptist Church is going to send to the General Association an invitation to come to Glasgow for its next annual session in 1933. The invitation will be seconded by churches of other denominations, the Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Club, and other civic bodies. It is now 48 years since the General Association met in Glasgow. They last met here in 1884. Glasgow is now easily accessible from all parts of the state by railroad, highways, and bus lines. So, in short, Sam, there's no excuse, is there?
Not at all.
There's even an airport and a landing field here in 1932 they were toting. Glasgow has 2 large hotels, several smaller ones, a number of tourist homes and rooming houses. The private homes of a hospitable and cultured people will be open to messengers and visitors. What a neat way to promote such a special event by trying to have the General Association back in Glasgow here in 1932, first time since 1884. That is a notable undertaking for sure.
Well, it is. There must have been something in the air.
Yeah.
In 1932, you know, yesterday we had the Glasgow Methodist Church was issuing an invitation to have the Louisville General Conference here,
right,
to be held in 1933. So everybody was coming to Glasgow.
That's right, and proud of what we had to show off, you know, and that's something that's a good thing to see in the history books for sure. 1942, this is the story. Luther Lowe, who for several years was one of Glasgow's efficient and popular policemen, has resigned to accept a position with Swift's cheese plant here. Policeman Lowe's many friends will regret to learn of his action, as he has proven himself to be an officer possessed of splendid judgment and ability. For the present time, he is succeeded by Denton Strode. They're not saying much about Mr. Strode there, are they? Not after they tell. I like this to describe a policeman as efficient and popular, which is two things you'd like to have in a policeman for sure, Sam, in 1942.
Certainly. Mr. Lowe shows up in the archives from time to time in some of our articles.
Indeed. They were losing him to the cheese factory there in 1942. 1952, Sam, we've got some, how would you describe this? Flying saucers in the news, 1952. Are you ready for this one? 26 flying saucers were seen in Glasgow on Saturday night in an aerial display. Barron County got its first reported visit from flying saucers Saturday night, as 26 swirling luminous discs were seen streaking through the murky sky. The saucers were closely observed and counted by Mrs. Yancey Button and her daughter Marie Button from the porch of their home, which was 3.5 miles from Glasgow on the old Bowling Green Road. Mrs. Button said she and her daughter were on the porch due to a disturbance down the road. It was shortly after 9 o'clock, and a slight rain was drizzling down. Suddenly a disc whirled through the air at great speed and was followed in rapid succession by 25 more of those whirling things there, Sam. What about that?
Wow.
Says here they were white and had kind of a yellowish green light coming from them. Mrs. Button related they looked just like the pictures I've seen of flying saucers. It sure was weird, she says. They looked like they had been shot across the sky. All were alike except the next to the last one, which had a fiery tail. On the same night and about the same time, the Barron County saucers were seen, and similar objects were sighted in West Virginia and other eastern points. My goodness, what a story from 1952. What do you know about this, sir?
Obviously not enough.
Well,
it's a fascinating news story. I'd never heard about sightings of flying saucers in Glasgow.
Well, it's a very possessive story. These are those saucers in West Virginia the next night were actually claimed to be Barron County saucers. I don't know how we laid claim to them, but they were coming through here at breakneck speed, it sounds like. I don't know if they ever were able to explain that or not. I have not snuck ahead to see if... Well, really, we didn't really... back in 1952, we weren't exactly all that keen on some of these extraterrestrial things there, but I think that was kind of helped to get us pumped up there in 1952. What about that? 26 saw them from the porch. 1962, the Glasgow Republican. This is kind of a neat story showing about the history of our music around here. An honored invitation was received and declined Wednesday by band director Charlie B. Honeycutt when the Glasgow Scotty Band was invited to participate in the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida in December. Now, Mr. Honeycutt explained that no provisions were made in the invitations as to the band expenses for the trip. An expected expense for the trip was beyond the local treasury. He extended his appreciation for the invitation on behalf of the band and the school, but he declined the trip due to the expenses. That was, I'm sure it was kind of bittersweet there when you were invited to come from Glasgow, Kentucky, to the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. It's just that you'll have to get here on your own, band. And Mr. Honeycutt says, well, we can't do that, but thank you anyway. 1962, of course, the Scotty Band was getting a lot of positive press back in those days for their unique style and just a whole lot of neat things there, Sam.
They certainly were. This wasn't too long after they had appeared at the International Lines Convention, I believe in Chicago.
Okay.
And, they were quite a hit, and of course everybody paid a little more attention to them because of the unique uniform.
Indeed, certainly one takes the message around the world. 1972, Metcalfe County Lake and Park was expected to be dedicated actually on the 16th of September. So that would have been 1972. Congressman Tim Lee Carter, the guest speaker. Congressman Carter was good about getting around to his constituents, and he was over there at the Metcalfe County Lake in 1972. 1982, news here about 16 arrested on drug charges in an undercover probe by the Kentucky State Police, the Glasgow Police, Barron County Sheriff's Office, the Cave City Police, described as possibly the largest drug bust in Barron County. That's 1982. And
that was certainly a big news story.
Yes, it was indeed. And you know, the community didn't know where we were going with all that, and I think that's probably still something that we're scratching our head about how to deal with to this day. And a lot of smart people are trying to figure out how to better deal with that. But it was one way to do it is to bust 16 people who were providing the drugs back then. 1992 in the archives, we got the news about this being the first night of the YMCA telethon. It was a success. I'd forgotten this figure, but my goodness, it was $43,000 raised. The money is being raised in order to retire the debt of the YMCA, and that was in 1992. That was quite a whopping one-night total, wasn't it, Sam?
It certainly was. My goodness.
2002, and I meant to bring, I've got a copy of this picture in my office. I should have brought it up here for Jordan to put it on the air, but we had the exhibit September and Beyond. Photographs by Patrick Whitty on display at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center from September 16th to October the 16th. There's going to be a reception to be held from 4:30 till 7, sponsored by the South Central Bank. And you remember, of course, Patrick Whitty, a very much awarded and appreciated photographer, grew up in Glasgow, took that incredible picture of the extreme facial expressions of all those people in New York City looking at the collapse of the World Trade Center. And Patrick was there, and he was working, and he's got some pictures for sure and a story to tell. And it was on display down at the Cultural Center. We were using that to congratulate some of our own.
Certainly. It was a fascinating exhibit, and that may have been one of the early shows of its type in the gallery down at the Cultural Center 20 years ago, but very interesting.
And if you get that picture, and I've got it back in my office, but you get that picture, look at it, it'll still make you think, won't it? Think about what in the world could be going through these people's minds, like what was going through our minds. All right, Sam, we've had a week. Very fascinating week for sure, and we appreciate all the research and the color commentary that you do this, and want to thank Gail Berry and thank all the folks out at the Cultural Center for making this a very special part of our day. Is that enough said for today, sir?
I think so. We've covered quite a lot.
Well, let's have a
one on the lookout for flying saucers.
That's right. 26 to be exact, and they might be on their way to West Virginia. I don't know. I just love that story. You know, I've read it. Man, took them a day to get to West Virginia from wherever they came from. But we'll talk more about that, okay?
We'll do it.
Have a good day, sir. Sam Terry with the Archives, brought to you today by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services. Thank you to all the folks involved in making the Archives a very special part of our day around here.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work, and South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50% available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, a 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
In the WCLU forecast, wait a minute, let me hold off about Anderson Windows there. We'll get Anderson Windows here just in a moment. But we do want to tell you about the visibility that's reduced. It should be, sort of lightening up a little bit here as far as the fog goes. In fact, 7 o'clock has arrived, and we're thinking that it's going to burn off very quickly now. So the way the forecast is worded for today, patchy fog early, otherwise sunny and 85. Tonight, clear and 61. Sunny on Saturday and 85. Saturday night, clear and 62. Sunny on Sunday and a high of 87 degrees. We are at the 7:04 mark and the 58 degrees. The weather brought to you by South Central Bank.
25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
A message from the South Green Street Church of Christ.
As we continue to think about living without regret, I suggest to you today that you will most likely regret refusing to mend broken relationships. Why do you think it is that so many of us wait and wait and wait before we seek to fix a breach that's in a broken relationship? Friends, don't wait to say, I'm sorry. The funeral is too late. Jesus suggested in Matthew chapter 5, verses 23 and 24, that if you find a time where you are offering a gift on your altar and remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there at the altar and go be reconciled to your brother. You will regret refusing to mend broken relationships. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart.
South Green Street Church of Christ. 306 South Green Street in Glasgow.
I want to jump in here and add
270-651-5409.
All right. I am anxious to get these birthdays on, as you can tell. So let me tell you about Lance and Hillary Wilson. This is actually an anniversary for a very nice couple, Lance and Hillary Wilson. It's their 5th anniversary today. Congratulations. And I got a gong coming up here on Sunday. It is the 80th birthday Sunday of Mitchell Green. Congratulations to Mitchell Green on Sunday. Trivia in 30 seconds.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary.
Friday local trivia. We love to learn about the locality around here and some of the interesting facts about it. And there's a whole lot of smart folks here who know a lot about it, too. Here we go. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Metcalfe County. Metcalfe County is named for Governor Thomas Metcalfe, former Kentucky Governor Thomas Metcalfe. What is Governor Metcalfe's famous nickname? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. What is the famous nickname of Governor Thomas Metcalfe, the guy who Metcalfe County was named after? Trivia.
The Hammer.
Keep going. You're so close, I can't let you not try again.
The Mason, the Hammer Mason.
No, but you're so close. Keep working on it. Trivia.
Stonehammer.
There we go. I was trying to get that first caller to get that on. Stonehammer. That was the word I was looking for. Who's this speaking?
Jerry Ralston.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
Terrific.
Now, it was important to try to get that stone word in there because this fellow Thomas Metcalfe was one of the most famous and talented stonemasons that this part of the country has ever had. Isn't that right, Jerry?
I believe so.
He was a prominent stonemason. I believe he worked with his brothers. He built. He was a building contractor during the settlement period of Kentucky. There's several of the stone houses that he built that are still standing and are on the National Register of Historic Places. A couple that I want to make a note of right here. This Governor Metcalf, old Stonehammer, built the Greene County Courthouse, the oldest courthouse in Kentucky. He was involved as he was the stonemason of the most famous courthouse in the state, the Greene County Courthouse. He also did the stonemasonry work on the state's first governor's mansion. What about that?
That's amazing.
It really
amazing.
is. You think
what a
about
talent.
Yeah, that's right. You know, apparently, it's fun to read about it. But he also was, his dad was. I think he learned his craft from his dad. He and his brother, and apparently, whatever he learned from them was pretty good because these structures are still standing. All right, Jerry. Good deal. Thank you, sir. Stonehammer.
Thank you.
Stonehammer Metcalf. And it's pretty interesting to read about him too. He was one of the original. I think he was from Fayette County, Virginia, when Fayette County was where it is, but it was in Virginia. That's how far back he goes. All right, Jerry, let me get your address here just in a second, and we'll try again next week to see where we start on trivia. Thank you very much, Jerry Ralston. He wins trivia. That's right, Stonehammer. Stonehammer. That's a good name for a governor, a good name for a stonemason, one who built such things as the governor's mansion and stone houses, and they named Metcalf County after him. We'll play Monday. Who knows what we'll learn?
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Good morning from Forever Communications, WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good morning live.
CBS News Brief. President Biden criticizing Republican governors who are sending migrants to the Northeast over border security.
Republican officials should not interfere with that process by waging these political stunts.
A special master named to review documents the FBI seized from former President Trump's Florida estate. Loyola law professor Lori Levinson on Judge Raymond Dearie.
He's generally known as a no-nonsense judge who knows how important it is to get this job done and to do it fairly.
President Biden meets with family members today of WNBA star Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan, both being held in Russian prisons.
He wanted to let them know that they remain front of mind and that his team is working on this every day, on making sure that Brittany and Paul return home safely.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Griner is serving time on drug charges. Whelan serving time on spying charges. CBS News Brief. I'm Linda
Nurse practitioners Paula West and Haley Cavanaugh at the TJ Health Cape City Clinic offer experienced health care for all your family's needs, including family medicine care, pediatric care treating children starting at birth, along with cardiology services. The TJ Health Cape City Clinic across from Save-A-Lot is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Appointments are recommended. Walk-ins are accepted based on availability. For additional information, visit tjregionalhealth.org/Cape City. TJ Regional Health. Total local care.
At the University of Louisville, we don't just live in the city lives within us, giving us purpose. Students, educators, researchers, yes. But more than that, Cardinals are the flag bearers of a more worthy tomorrow, making impacts that make a difference, leading the charge to help a better world take flight, here and beyond. Learn more at louisville.edu.
This is Jordan Smith here with all of your local news.
Well, police officers and staff with the Glasgow Police Department were on hand Thursday at Don Franklin Auto to install car seats for locals. With more on this story, here is WCLU News Director Brennan Crane.
Cars lined the parking lot of the auto group faster than crews could assist with the seats. About $3,000 worth of those child safety seats were placed in vehicles thanks to a Kentucky Highway Safety Grant that the city received. In line to receive a car seat for his grandson, Kerry Sowers says that he needed one installed correctly and he wanted to do it the safe way. That's why he went to the event sponsored by the Glasgow Police Department.
But anything I can do to take a load off my son, he's got enough worries going on. And being a single parent is tough, and it's compounded by working night shift, So I love him. Anything I can do to help him, I'm going to.
Now, when used correctly, child safety seats are 71% effective in reducing infant fatalities, 67% effective in reducing the need for hospitalization, and 54% effective in reducing fatalities for children ages 1 to 4. That's according to data from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Now, many car seats are often installed incorrectly, and that leads to a grave danger for children, police say. Among the officers there installing seats Thursday, it was Officer Alan Ward, a fairly new officer with the department. Hailing from the southeastern part of the state, he says he's located to Glasgow to work as a police officer, and he's had a good experience since he's been here. He received 24 hours of child safety seat training from Norton Children's Hospital to assist in his installation efforts Thursday.
It's not really their fault. They haven't been through the course, but a lot of parents are saying, oh, I didn't know that, or oh, I'm so glad you told me that because, I've been doing it this way, but I'm going to start doing it this way, and just a lot of thank yous, a lot of, I'm grateful you guys came out and showed do this, and just a lot of gratitude from the community.
Glasgow Police Chief Jennifer Arbogast says community events like these, they really help her officers learning about community service and also interacting with locals. She says that's something she's worked to improve since becoming chief just 3 years ago.
But I think it's good to have as many of these kind of events so kids and parents and or community members can interact with us and we can interact with them, and it's not just because maybe they called us or something of that nature.
Now, the excitement could barely be contained on Thursday as folks lined up and into the garage bay at Don Franklin Auto. They started arriving about 30 minutes before the event began, and officers were there well past the time that they were supposed to stop. But the chief said officers would continue installing those seats until they ran out.
I love doing this for the community. I know the officers love doing it for the community. I think it's, like I said, I think it's good to get out there. And when we've had a lot of people very appreciative of it.
In Glasgow, I'm Brennan Crane, WCLU Local News.
The Glasgow Police Department will assist the community with car seat installations anytime, and the department maintains a supply of car seats to give to those in need. Those interested are urged to go to the police department located at 101 Pin Oak Lane and ask about the car seat program. Staff there can assist in making an appointment. In other news, motorists in Barron County could experience traffic delays along Highway 90 on Saturday as Entertain Glasgow hosts its Groove and Glow event. The event is scheduled to begin at 4 p.m. Saturday. The event at Glasgow Municipal Airport's Moore Field will create significant traffic impacts along Highway 90 towards Cave City. Several activities are expected at the event for adults and children, including live music from Barron County native Kenton Bryant, food trucks, and tethered hot air balloon rides. This year's event will be the second one held. Glasgow Police said they are preparing to assist motorists to the site. The first event included traffic congestion for nearly a mile leading to the municipal airport. This year's logistics plan includes an exit from the airport to Martin Road and then to Dripping Springs Road. Motorists will still enter the area along Airport Road from Happy Valley Road or Highway 90. The event is, of course, free to the public. And 2 volunteer fire departments in Barron County have been awarded grants. Congressman Brett Guthrie announced the grants, which were given to the Austin Tracy and Hiceville fire departments. Austin Tracy's grant was announced in a news release on Thursday and detailed that the funding comes from the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. This $207,619 grant will fund a new cascade system system and self-contained breathing apparatuses. According to Congressman Guthrie, the new equipment will support firefighters as they provide vital services to Kentuckians in the surrounding areas. He looks forward to continuing to work with this fire department as they navigate the federal grant process to ensure firefighters have the equipment needed for their operations. Congratulations to the firefighters of Austin Tracy Volunteer Fire Department, according to Guthrie, for winning this grant, and thank you for your service to the community. Highsville's grant was worth $376,190 and was awarded through the same fund. It will replace a department vehicle. And earlier this summer, I met with Highsville Community Fire Department Chief Dusty Phillips and members of his team and saw firsthand the vehicle the fire department wants to replace, he said. I know this funding will go a long way to help the fire department with its operations. And of course, he wants to thank the firefighters with the Highsville Community Volunteer Fire Department for their work to protect and keep the community safe. This has been Jordan Smith with your local news. Stay tuned. We'll have more news from around the Commonwealth coming up after this.
At South Central Bank, we're team players. For over 50 years, we've been helping people meet goals, realize dreams, and stay on top of their game. Strong communities need strong banks. That's why South Central Bank is proud to be this community's strongest mortgage lender, the place people turn when building and growing, refinancing, or just getting started. We are all things community, even supporting local high school sports teams. There's a South Central Bank near you. Come in and do business with the game changer. South Central Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When we lost Frank, we lost a good friend. Father, husband, colleague, and coach. He meant a lot to all of us.
Today, we had a chance to tell him that.
When someone close to you passes on, you want to commemorate their life in a special way. That's why individual requests are such an important part of our funeral services. We strive to meet your specific needs for the most fitting service for your loved ones. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
Good morning live, WCLU at 7:20. We have company abound because we have a lot of stuff going on around here. And a special in-studio guest to talk about a big event that's coming up tomorrow. It's popular. It continues to be popular. And let me say good morning to a couple of folks from Extreme Fitness. We have in the studio, we have LaTanya Gray. Hey, LaTanya, how you doing?
Good morning.
Everybody all right where you are today?
We're doing great.
Okay, and then we have Mr. Fallis McKinney.
Yes,
Fallis, how you doing?
Oh, if I get any better, I don't know what to do.
Now let me tell you, we love having multiple guests here, but I just got to tell you, we got a height difference here between the folks. So our camera here might not be exactly on spot on, but that's all right because what we're talking about is what's important today. Okay, LaTanya, we've got the 12th annual Extreme Fitness Run coming up tomorrow, benefiting community medical care. And, you know, Extreme Fitness has been a tremendous supporter of community medical care for all of these years, so much so that they put a lot of effort into making sure that this big run is successful to the point that back in the early days of the pandemic, I don't know who on the staff came up with this idea, but allowing the run to be either in person or virtual. So the run tomorrow, you don't have an excuse for not participating in that thing, do you there, LaTanya?
No, anybody can participate. It will be, you can run at any time on Saturday.
And so here's the deal. There's actually $1,500 in prizes. It's the 12th annual, and what you need to do is the big thing here's what we got to push today, LaTanya. You got to get registered by today.
Yes, you have to. Well, they can also register tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Well, good.
As well.
Good.
From 8 to 12 tomorrow.
Okay.
At the Extreme Health Club.
Okay, so here's what we want to do is we want to do the who, what, when, where, and why. It is the 12th annual Extreme Fitness Run for Health. It's a virtual run and walk. If you haven't gotten signed up, you need to. So first of all, how can we sign up today, LaTanya?
You'll come over to the health club, and we'll get you taken care of right there.
Okay. All right, Fallis. So talk about the different it's a run and a walk. How do you break that up? In other words, what part of it's run, what part of it's walk? How do you sign up? How do you decide, actually, sir?
The cool thing about the way that we're doing this is you can go to the park, you can come to our gym at Extreme, or you can come to the women's only. You can go with a group, you can do it single, and this year we're even doing something different where you can come to a class on Saturday at 9 o'clock, and that will get you into the prizes, and that will get you started in your 5K walk or run.
Well, to me, that is such a wonderful way that you all have done this, because there's basically, you're making it where that anybody who wants to can be involved in that. Mm-hmm. That's, of course, the thing is that you want everybody to be involved, because this has been one of the major fundraisers for community medical care, and I really like the fact that you all said, well, no pandemic's going to mess this up.
That's right.
You came up with this virtual way. You got $1,500 in prizes. What else? What are the other perks here that I'm missing right here? Whichever one of y'all want to tell me, okay?
Well, everybody likes free T-shirts. So when you sign up, you get a really nice T-shirts, and we got those in
yesterday.
Yesterday, they're really nice this year. Another perk is like I mentioned a while ago. This year, we're doing something different on Saturday, to where we're having a cardio drumming class at 9 o'clock.
Ooh, that's a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, at the health club. You can come up there, put your shirt on, take the class, take a picture in your shirt, hashtag for the run, and post that, and you'll be in there for the prizes. Plus, you'll get a good class, and it's just something for everybody, and people are really excited about it.
Of course, Extreme Health Club is located at 105 Moran Street. It used to be Myrtle Street, but now it's aptly named Moran Street. And I'm going to give a phone number out, too, because, we can talk all morning, but, boy, if you're just scratching your head or you just can't pay close enough attention right now, call up at Extreme Fitness at 651-3036. And say, what were they talking about? Is that really tomorrow? Can you handle that?
Yeah, we can take care of it.
What else do we need to do? There's a way you can click on online and submit your virtual results, because it's not like you have to actually be there with this virtual part of the program. What else do we need to tell folks that would just make them want to run up there right now and get signed up, y'all?
Well, this does go to a great cause, this race.
Yes.
And what community, what community medical does is it provides access to medical care for working families and medical assistance for low-income citizens.
Indeed.
Senior citizens.
Yes, it does. And it meets the needs of a whole lot of folks.
So it helps a lot of people in Glasgow.
No question about that, for sure. And just to be able to be involved in something that is so has grown so big, and this extreme fitness run for 12 years has made a huge difference in what CMC's been able to do. So wonder what could happen if we could get some record participation tomorrow, y'all.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So come up here, and they'll get you signed up this morning. They're up there already, aren't they?
Yep. We are.
651-3036 if you want to call up, say what else is going on with this. And y'all, I'm glad that you wanted to come down here so people could see how enthused you all are about it, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming with us. Phyllis McKinney and LaTanya Gray are here, and we're tickled you came to talk about what's coming up here with Extreme Fitness Run. It is tomorrow, and looking forward to seeing more and more folks turn out. Don't forget that one of the things that made you feel comfortable today is the fact that it's not so late you can't sign up. You even have till tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And 100% of the proceeds go to this.
That is
sure do.
Very impressive indeed.
Yes.
Thank you all very much, and we hope to have a good day tomorrow. Okay? 727, Good Morning Live.
This is Jordan Smith here with more news from around the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The state of Kentucky is dealing with another major delay in replacing its antiquated computer system at the Office of Unemployment Insurance. The state canceled the latest request for proposals for the upgrade project and reluctantly decided to start over. Education and Labor Cabinet Secretary Jamie Link gave the update to a legislative panel on Thursday. The Lexington Herald Leader reports that proposals by interested vendors were due by October 19th of last year for the estimated $47.5 million upgrade, projected to take 18 to 24 months to complete. Link says the cabinet learned that 2 people affiliated with a vendor were indicted by a federal grand jury. In this, out of Hickman, Kentucky, officials say a ferry that carries vehicles across the Mississippi River between Kentucky and Missouri has closed temporarily due to low water levels. The Kentucky Transportation Department said in a statement that when the river gets too low, it becomes difficult for vehicles to load and offload from the Dorena-Hickman ferry at both landings. It wasn't clear when the ferry will resume operations. The agency said water levels were forecast to continue dropping over the next 2 weeks. The ferry connects Kentucky Route 1354 in Hickman with Missouri Route A and Route 77 near Dorena. And this out of Louisville, Churchill Downs Incorporated has agreed to buy Ellis Park in Henderson, Kentucky for $79 million in cash. The closing of the deal is contingent upon the approval of the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. Ellis Park is south of Evansville, Indiana, and it runs a summer thoroughbred racing meet. Churchill Downs Incorporated is planning to build a gambling and entertainment venue in Owensboro, Kentucky. CDI says it expects to invest an additional $75 million as part of that project. CDI is the parent company of Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby. And finally, Governor Beshear offers defense on issues looming in his re-election bid. The Kentucky governor is defending his record on a host of challenging sure to surface next year when the Democrat seeks a second term. Those issues include a pandemic and inflation, crime and drug deaths. Some topics came up at his news conference on Thursday on the heels of a recent development. Beshear fell back on talking points he's used before and will likely use again. As more Republicans jump into the 2023 governor's race, the criticism of him is intensifying. Beshear didn't mention the Republican candidates. His defense comes days after Kelly Craft linked Beshear to President Joe Biden as she is launching her gubernatorial campaign. This has been Jordan Smith for WCLU News.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
Getting a degree is all about timing and what's important to you. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education.
Indiana Tech has quality, affordable degree programs to advance your career and the personalized support that helps you succeed. We have in-demand programs in areas like business, healthcare, information technology, cybersecurity, engineering, criminal justice, and many more.
Getting a degree in healthcare administration helped me stand out when it came time to advance my career. The flexibility of online classes worked great for me, and the instructors were really supportive. I was even honored as an outstanding graduate in healthcare administration. Had I done this right out of high school, I wouldn't have been as successful.
Take the next step towards your bright future. Learn more today how Indiana Tech helps busy working adults advance their careers at online.indianatech.edu.
Registration for the next class session ends September 30th.
Have you ever thought about where your food comes from? Meet our local farmers and producers and find out during Bounty of the Barrens Farmers Market. Find Kentucky Proud products like fresh local produce, meat, cheese, flowers, and so much more. Senior vouchers, WIC, EBT, and SNAP are accepted. And find out about the Fresh RX and Double Dollars programs at the market booth. It's a small town Saturday morning, downtown Glasgow, 8 till noon. Bounty of the Barrens Farmers Market, presented by Kentucky Proud, Sustainable Glasgow, and South Central Bank.
Hello everybody, you know what time it is. It's another episode of What's Cooking. Today, I'm in the parking lot of TJ Health Pavilion, and behind us is a food truck, C&D Concessions, and I am joined by one of the owners. It's a family affair, believe it or not.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about this food truck. People like me, we recognize you for your pork rinds.
Right.
Of course, you have an abundance of flavors, your regular flavors. You have ranch, barbecue. I think you do fajita seasoning, and even some dessert like a cinnamon sugar as well. But you started branching out and making more stuff. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, right now at the present time, we have 3 food trucks. They're going all over Kentucky and Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
We're also signed with USA Motorsports for a full year. And we also do festivals in the immediate area and just pretty much anywhere someone wants us to go.
Absolutely. Just give them a call and they'll be there. So what other kind of food do you make?
Okay, we have ribeyes, we've got pork sandwiches, catfish plates, a little bit of everything. We also have a big line of desserts, funnel cakes, deep fried Oreos, deep fried moon pies, pecan pies. Look, just about anything you would want, we've got it on the truck.
All right. Well, I know what I want, and I want to try something here today. So what are we going to be making?
Okay, we're going to make you a tater twister.
Okay.
And that will come with cheese, bacon bits, and ranch.
All right.
And we'll fix up about 3 potatoes on that. And then we also have some ribeye. You'd like to try some ribeye?
I think I would.
Okay.
I think I would.
Very good.
So how about we step back here? I want to see you up there and see you work your magic.
Okay, we'll do.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
The Sustainable Glasgow, Kentucky Proud Bounty of the Barrens Farmers Market has begun, and it is every Saturday from 8 a.m. till noon on the courthouse lawn in downtown Glasgow. Expect to find an array of fresh vegetables, meats, breads, baked goods, plants, and crafts, all from farmers and local producers. So join your friends and neighbors Saturday mornings, and thank you to our community partners South Central Bank, TJ Sampson Community Hospital, Kentucky Proud, and Sustainable Glasgow, local foods, local folks, local music.
Okay, we're at the back of the food truck right now on the portable kitchen, and right now I'm slicing up a tater twister. This machine right here will slice and dice that the thickness of a hot potato chip. Okay, we're getting ready to deep fry the potato, and we usually try to keep this at 375 to 400 degrees, and this will take about 1 minute. Okay, we're inside the food trailer, and Debbie and Danielle is going to fix this potato twister up. And we top this off with cheese, bacon bits, and ranch. And then we're also going to fix you up a ribeye sandwich, which we're highly known for. And that is your finished product. That is like a huge hot potato chip with all the fixings. What we do, we cook the ribeye on site. This is sliced on a meat slicer, and then we throw this on a bun and put all the fixings on it if you want it. The seasoning is a steak seasoning that we use, and that's put on there. We try to do both sides, so that way you're getting the good flavor, and you're also getting the taste of the meat. It brings the taste of the meat out.
Now here we are with the finished products. We have a ribeye steak sandwich and the loaded twisted taters right here at C&D Concession. So I'm gonna dig into this one real quick. Make sure I get a little bit of everything. The ranch, the bacon, the cheese, and the taters. Oh man. So many different flavors there. Ranch and bacon just go great together.
They do.
And you put cheese on top.
Just sets it off.
Sets it off. And it's just like a potato chip, homemade potato chip that you just cut up and deep fry. Nothing else involved, except for the toppings on top. That is great for a campfire, a summer treat, a springtime meal. I can see why you sell so many of these.
Yes, sir.
These are wonderful. Now, I hear a lot about these steak sandwiches, and I never had one before. I've tried many things from your food truck, but this one, big fan of ribeye steak sandwiches. So
Very good.
I cannot wait for this. My goodness, sir. This is one of the best I might have ever had.
Very good.
I love that seasoning. It's a secret steak seasoning that you have. And you know, you don't need anything else. You just need the meat and the bread.
That's it.
And it doesn't overpower the flavor of the meat. And it's cooked perfectly. And it's got a little bit of fat on it, and it just melts in your mouth the way it should. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And everybody, make sure you get a chance, follow them on Facebook. You never know where they're going to be. They have 3 trucks running all across the state and even Tennessee if you happen to watch in there. Thank you, C&D. Thank you for watching. Of course, thank you to our sponsors. Until next week, I'm Jordan Smith for What's Cooking.
All right, another great edition of What's Cooking. Special thank you to Sustainable Glasgow for the incredible job that they do at lots of things here in our community, including the activities every Saturday morning on the square in downtown Glasgow. We are talking about Sustainable Glasgow. We're talking about Bounty of the Barons, and we're talking about the fact that so much in our community to be proud of, and certainly Kentucky Proud and Entertain Glasgow, excellent folks to have on your side when getting up on Saturday morning. All right, I was going to do the sports, but I think I'm going to change my mind here, April. Is that all right? we have so much going on, but we want to get over here and let. This is Miss April Russell, a familiar face here at the radio station, who is involved in a lot of things. She's with the Department of Public Works, but she is, as if you're watching on the EPB6 and on Facebook Live, she has her Entertain Glasgow shirt on, and she's wearing her Entertain Glasgow hat figuratively today, because we got to talk about Groove and Glow. Good morning, April. How you doing?
I'm great.
I am so excited. You know, we Groove and Glow has been the talk for at least a couple of weeks. You're getting ready for, because you know it was such a huge success last year that there were some traffic issues, and very responsibly, Entertain Glasgow has addressed those. So part of our conversation here, I hope you will get into a little bit about that. We have it on our website so people can read about it, but I want to hear from you, okay?
Absolutely. We're super excited. It's been 2 years since we've been able to do this, so we're excited to bring it back. We have the balloons ready, the kids' activities, food trucks are ready. We've got music from 4 o'clock until 8:30 is when the last one starts.
And not just any old music either, is it?
Absolutely not. We're welcoming back Kenton Bryan at 8:30, and we've got a lot of local artists that are going to be before him that we're super excited to have.
You got to be.
We had like you said, last one, the traffic was probably our biggest challenge. It's always going to be the challenge, but we've tried to alleviate some of those problems. When you come to the Groove and Glow, it opens at 4 o'clock. I know people are going to come early, so be prepared. You are going to come in the entrance off Highway 90. So the main entrance to the airport, like you always have, come back in there. The airport has allowed us to park on the runway this year and a couple of parking lots back there.
That's a pretty big development too, isn't it, April?
That's a huge development. So we were able to park quite a few people there. We're going to have golf carts, and so people will be able to help you, so you don't have to walk the whole way. So we're going to be able to help transport you back and forth. When you leave, instead of coming out the entrance, we have built a road off the back side of the airport. So at the end of the runway, we built a road that will take you out onto Martin Road.
Okay.
A lot of people don't even know where that is.
Okay.
It's a really short road, but Martin Road runs into Dripping Springs Road. So when you leave, you'll be able to go to Dripping Springs Road. You'll be able to turn right and go back to Highway 90.
But that's only to leave. That's not to get in.
That's correct. This is the exit.
Okay.
So the exit is you will exit onto Martin Road. There are going to be lights and people. We're going to have all the people. You'll turn right on Dripping Springs Road and go back to Highway 90, or you can turn left on Dripping Springs Road, and that will take you, if you go to the Park City Glasgow Road, the stop sign, then you take a left, it'll take you out to 68 and 80. So we're trying to alleviate that. The entrance, instead of the one way in and out, there's one way in, and then you go out the back side, so we don't have to stop traffic to let people out.
I think that is so smart. It's pretty impressive that you all figured all that out. Of course, we have the beauty of these balloons. About how many balloons do you think are going to be there, April?
We have 2 tethered ride balloons,
okay,
so you can go up and down in those balloons, and you can buy a fast pass for $25 if you don't want to wait in the line.
Okay. Hey, that's a new development too, isn't it?
Otherwise, it's a free ride. Then I believe we have 9 glow balloons, so all together we have like 11 balloons that at night will be glowing, and we'll be able to see that, and that's going to be it's going to be great. They're going to be closer to the crowd this year, so it's not as spread out as it was in the last time. The balloons, their pilots said, you know what, we really want the people to come see our balloons. We want them close. So once they start taking those up, the weather has to be absolutely perfect for this event.
Have you seen the forecast for tomorrow?
It looks really good.
Absolutely perfect. That happens to be the forecast.
I'm super excited about it. For the balloons to go up, the wind has to be 5 miles per hour or less.
Okay, all right.
But we are very hopeful. It looks great. It's been dry. Everything looks to be like it's going to be a wonderful day.
I'm excited about it for sure. So the thing I want to do is to summarize here just a little bit, April, is that it's going to be, everything is going to be, the things that you enjoyed the first time are going to be there, and you're using lots of what you learned then to make it better as far as the balloons being closer, as far as the fast pass for not having to stand in line for the tethered rides, food trucks, a bunch of different food trucks. So you're going to get out there early, and you can feed the family with the food trucks. You can enjoy the music. Hometown favorite Kenton Bryant and a bunch of other folks who are going to be out there to enjoy the music.
Yes, we got kids' activities.
Well, tell me about the kids' activities.
We are going to have face painting. Broadway the Clown is coming. We're going to have football tosses, inflatables, all of that type of stuff. I bought little hot air balloon stickers to give away. It's going to be really cute. We encourage people to carpool.
Okay.
That makes life easier on everybody. If you can carpool, do that. Don't forget to bring a chair and a blanket, because we're going to have music for the entire time this year. So you will be able to sit there, listen to music, and then walk around, do the different things.
Yeah, I think. And see, how often can you walk around on an airport runway? Very seldom.
And Harley Davidson's bringing a simulator.
My goodness! So
it's going to be exciting.
And actually, there's going to be probably things that we can't even tell them about just yet because it develops, and it's better just to come so you don't miss it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, April. And let's see, Entertain Glasgow has a Facebook page, don't they?
We have a Facebook page, and we have a website now.
So if there's any last-minute questions, you could go on there to find those out as well, right?
Absolutely, or you can just call me.
That's right. Hey, April is... she's depending on how bad you want to know.
That's right.
You can just call April. She's got all of the answers. She is the answer lady indeed. Okay. Well, thank you. Have we covered all the bases here?
I think so.
Okay. It's Groove and Glow. It's tomorrow. Another fabulous feature of Entertain Glasgow. April, thank you for being here with us. And if anything, we'll have the latest. If anything were to change, we'll have it for you right there. And, of course, we've got on our website, WCLUradio.com, we have the full explanation of the actual change in the way you get in from one road and you leave on the other road. Just try to read it and see how smart they've gotten here, okay?
Yes.
All right, have a good day. April Russell, she's here with us today, live, 7:46. We got birthdays to go over in a minute, but we better follow up with our football schedule. Let's turn to local sports. The Glasgow football team opens up district play tonight with a contest on the road at Hart County. The Scotties are 4-0 on the season with the win last week over Allen County Scottsville, while the Raiders are 3-1 after suffering their first loss of the year to Campbellsville 1 week ago. Join us for the broadcast with the Don Franklin Auto Countdown to kickoff beginning at 6:30 on WCLU 103.1 and 1490, Willie 94.1 and 102.3. Online at WCLUradio.com or the WCLU app. Those attending the game in Munfordville will be able to tune in to the broadcast inside of the stadium only on WCLU Sports Plus at 97.3. Kickoff tonight, 7 o'clock. Barron County is also on the road tonight when they travel to take on North Laurel. The Trojans are riding a 3-game winning streak with an overall record of 3-1 after downing Monroe County last week, while the Jaguars are 2-1 on the year. Game time is scheduled for 6:30 Central Time tonight. Other high school games around the area tonight. Caverna visits Edmonson County. Metcalfe County hosts Clinton County. Monroe County entertains Greene County. Allen County Scottsville welcomes Warren Central. Warren East goes to Russell County. Bowling Green's at home against Boyle County. Greenwood hosts Logan County. South Warren entertains Paducah Tillman. Adair County welcomes Casey County. And Taylor County plays at Campbellsville. And that's a check of local sports.
Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver Referral Services. When roles reverse in later years, when child becomes caretaker, when the needs of a parent become most important, it's comforting to know there is help along the way. Sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship, and it's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether at home, assisted living, or a nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 670-7062.
In the WCLU Forecast Center, we've been talking about what's coming up for all the weekend activities, including Groove and Glow and the Extreme 5K Run and a whole lot more things. So let's just put it into specific numbers here. Today, sunny and 85. Tonight, clear and 61. Sunny on Saturday and 85. Saturday night, clear and 62. Sunday, a sunny day and a high of 87 degrees. Clear on the radar screen. We've burned the fog off. Let's just be careful where we're going. We actually burned off enough fog to raise the temperature by 1 degree. We are at 59 degrees this morning from WCLU. This weather update brought to you by your friends at Peggy Tuck Edwards, Private Caregiver Referral Services. Give Peggy a call. She is she helps lots of folks who have private caregiver needs. Call her and find out. 670-7062.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Good morning, friends. Sometimes we may hear the question, if God is so good, why do I hurt so bad? The circumstances may change with the times, but the question hasn't. These are bad days, bad circumstances, and bad people with whom we have to deal. All of these can and often do make for unpleasant and hurtful situations. Anytime a person takes a step in the right direction and tries to follow Jesus, only to have their feet knocked out from under them. Anytime a person does a good deed, only to suffer evil results. Anytime a person takes a stand with righteousness, only to end up flat on their face from another sledgehammer blow of hurt and disappointment, the questions begin to fall like rain from the skies. If God is really there, why am I here? What did I do to deserve this? Is God really seeing what is happening to me as I try to serve Him? Well, don't think that God does not hear or isn't listening. He is. And perhaps He's answering a quest you're not even asking. You are His child, and He will not leave you alone. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Workout Anytime is offering $10 memberships for a limited time. You heard me right. $10 a month to join Workout Anytime. Regardless of your budget, Workout Anytime is affordable and ready for you to join today. You also have access to tanning beds, the sauna, and hydro massage. Plus, you work out when you want with 24/7 access. Become a member today for $10 a month for a limited time. Get started today at your local Workout Anytime. And don't forget the BOGO special going on now for a limited time only.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
All right, we got to get moving on the birthdays because we've had so many wonderful and informative guests here. We running a couple of minutes behind here on getting the birthdays going, but we're going to make up right now. Let me tell you about some really fine folks who are celebrating today. We've got, let's see, today we have the birthday of Annabelle Wilson. Grandma called that one in. Gary Wilson, Logan Sanders, Gina Couch Rowe, Mason Deckard is 20, Ashley Jones is 30, Jessica Nelson Schmitz, Braden Wilson is 18, Lindsey Gilliam, Stuart Curley, Jeff Moore, and Jules Searcy. Anniversary time today for Matt and Miranda Persley, their 16th, Doris and Bernard Francis, their 16th, and Doug and Martha Hawks. Now, that's just today. Let's get into Saturday. We have the 80th birthday of Shirley Bacon tomorrow. We've got the Allen twins, Michael and Greg, turning 48 tomorrow. Krista Reese is 36. Don Pierce is 80. Don's grandson, our own Luke Pierce, made sure his granddaddy was on the list today. 80th birthday for Saturday. Ruby Mauser is 88. Jacoby Botts, Howard Bull, Mary Nunn, Charlie Lowry, and Shirley Bacon. Anniversary for Randall and Francis Cash on Saturday. Now let's look at Sunday. We've got the birthday Sunday of Kelly Oliver, Sammy Jo Estes, Angie McCoy, Lee Whitty, Alana Thornberry. We've got Mitchell Green. Mitchell is turning 80 on Sunday. Now let me tell you about Melissa Shirley, Alana Thornberry, Josh Underwood, Scott Basil, Nancy Turner, Kyle Bonnell, and Eddie Newberry. Anniversary Sunday for Kenneth and Jeannie Morgan, 651-914-9800, 956-1023, and online here at WCLUradio.com. Don't forget we're patting on the back today by a special request. Don Pierce Day. He's got a birthday coming up this weekend. Going to be 80 this weekend. Let's let everybody know he's good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Let me back up here because I failed to get a nice couple's anniversary on the list today, but it's a 5-year anniversary for today for Lance and Hillary Wilson. Lance and Hillary Wilson, number 5. A big congratulations to y'all. Okay, next hour we'll draw for the birthday cake. Next hour we'll draw for the rosebud vase. But just in a second, I'm going to give you the final Opry clue. We're going to find out who's going to win tickets to the Grand Ole Opry.
Ugh, why is this thing so slow?
Is your slow computer frustrating, but you don't want to pay the money for a new one? Well, check this out.
Hi, I'm Chris from Apollo PC. Nothing runs better than a new computer. Our refurbished models are practically good as new. Right now, get a complete computer system with monitor, keyboard, mouse, and speakers running Windows 7 for only $300. Or if you prefer a laptop, we have fully refurbished models for only $250. And we wouldn't put the Apollo name on it if they weren't top notch.
Search faster with Apollo PC. Chain Drive in Glasgow next to Sweetheart Bakery.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
When you're listening on Willie, you know the phone number. When you're listening on WCLU, you know the phone number. I'm going to be answering all 4 of those lines because we want somebody to go to the Grand Ole Opry. The third and final clue for the week on the Grand Ole Opry giveaway. You've been getting clues. You had a clue on Wednesday, a clue on Thursday. Here is the Friday clue. Let's see if you can win not 1 but 2 tickets to the real Grand Ole Opry. Friday clue number 3. This artist has sold more than 10 million albums. He's earned multiple CMA awards. He recently became the second artist in country music history to have 13 straight songs go to number 1, including hits like Whiskey Lullaby, Ticks, and She's Everything. Tell me who that is. You've got the various telephone numbers to call. We're going to answer the Willie lines right here and the WCLU lines, and we'll just see who might be able to tell me. Hello, you are on the radio. Who is this person we're speaking of?
This is Tom. Brad Paisley.
You think that's who it is?
I think that's who it is.
You're correct. What makes you think so?
Oh, I love Brad Paisley.
Okay, well that's good enough, isn't it? Now, what's your tell me what your name is again?
This is Tommy.
Okay, Tommy. Tommy, hang on. I'll need to get the rest of your name and an address and a phone number for you, but I'll get that off of the air here in a second. Okay, wait right there, Tommy. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, Tommy's going to the Opry, thanks to his knowledge of Brad Paisley. Thanks to the Grand Ole Opry, we'll have new clues next week and more.